Howdy, folks. Welcome to Retsutalk episode 66, I want to say. Just one away from the Mark of the Beast, man. We've come a long way.
I guess we have, yeah.
Yeah, we just need to do 600 more episodes. You got it in you?
No, I don't think I do.
Yeah, no, we'll be long dead by then, I think.
I think so.
At
Well,
the rate these come out.
right. But speaking of crazy numbers and stuff, you know, I think this could be officially our milestone video. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
We did it. Only took like 6 fucking years, but
Yeah,
we reached
a little
6
over.
digits.
More than 6 years. But,
Oh, more than it, yeah.
but
you
we're
know.
here. We have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is clearly indicated by the 177 watching you play this right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
much for cloud.
actually, this is a replay. If you want to know the truth.
Oh, you're not even playing?
Not at this point. No, I wanted to divide my full attention to the podcast, and
Oh,
also,
that's so sweet of you.
and by the way, I absolutely love Crimson Clover, and will do anything to help promote it. So,
So did you have a bunch of balloons and confetti fall on you just now?
you know, it's a funny. I do have a funny story about this stupid milestone, though.
You do?
I really do. I'm doing this thing where I stream Super Wagon Adventures, and I take callers from Skype, and I name the characters on the 3 callers from Skype, and we just bullshit until everybody dies, you know?
Yeah, very original.
Right, or makes it kind of is. So then what happened was, in the middle of that, Ray from Rooster Teeth raided me.
Oh, yeah.
So I got like 2,500 people in the thing or whatever, which is like way higher than the 177 or whatever that
We were still under 100,000 at that point in time?
We reached 100,000 at that point in time. People told me in the
my
chat,
God.
like during the stream and all that. So it was.
So doing that panel paid off.
It was kind of a weird thing. I don't think it did. But I actually, this is a true thing. I really do think YouTube puts you in like a different search results category based on how many like subscribers you have, which I never would have thought, except just like out of nowhere, we started, all our numbers like went up. Not like they didn't jump up super high where it's like, oh, we're rich now or whatever, but it's just like a weird linear step up. That correlates to nothing. I even asked about it on Twitter, and I thought it had to do with this creepypasta.txt guy retweeting me. And I guess, but it's sort of sustained, so it's very odd, but.
So if people search YouTube for like Obama or Israel Gaza, then we're more likely to come up in those results?
Oh, I think we'll come up number 1 for that, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I have been using those tags consistently throughout our lifetime, frankly.
Well, no, I mean, you should, as well you should. I mean, we do talk about all of those issues in one podcast or whatever, so.
We always allude to it somewhere, just even if it's hidden and subliminal, you'll find it.
Right, yeah. Right. But, yeah, so thanks everybody for subscribing to us and all that.
Yeah, guys, you did it.
You did it. You're awesome. That's all. That's the whole podcast. Thanks, everybody.
I wish I had a really depressing party favor to blow right now.
By the way, YouTube did not contact us about the silver play button.
That's what I was going to ask you, yeah, because for those of you who don't know, you allegedly get a silver plaque.
We are not going to get that. I bet you.
From YouTube, but how do they do that?
I bet you anything. You're supposed to get an email about it, and then, I looked this up because I wanted that silver plaque so badly. There's you're supposed to get an email with like a confirmation code or something that says like, okay, here's your silver plaque. I'm sure someone else has figured out how to redeem our code or something like that.
So they have our plaque right now?
That's what I think. I think YouTube is just like, no, we're not doing that for you.
In case we do get the plaque, I have to ask.
Yeah.
Shared custody. How do we make that work?
It's called.
You're in the north. I'm in the south.
Right. It's called you being SOL, my friend. So yeah. No, I think the fairest thing to do is figure out something funny to do with the plaque. That we will not get.
And all future retsupurae have a scare cam with the plaque in the corner.
Yes. You know what the one kind of issue with the plaque is that I noticed that it's so much smaller than the gold plaque you get at $1 million.
Oh, really?
Like I saw a side-by-side thing of them, and it's like fucking tiny. It's like a mint. It's like a hotel mint, more or less, comparatively. Now it's bigger than that, but yeah. So now, but we'll never reach 1 million subscribers. So don't. Without your help, everyone in chat. No.
If you play every shmup ever made.
Right. Well, I'll get there. Who the fuck cares about you? All right, but what do you call it? Yeah. So, but if you can think of something funny we can do with the silver thing that you'd like to say, please let us know. Because
have it star in its own original miniseries.
Melt it down, sell it for Bitcoin. I see.
Take
Sonic
pictures
GTRs.
of it in various exotic locations. Maybe we should keep the plaque in a neutral site to make everyone happy.
No one's upset about this. No one cares if you or I have
Area 51.
You're not going to get the plaque. Let's just get it out of the way.
Stored in Europe somewhere.
You really are not going to get the plaque.
I'm going to see that plaque.
But you're not.
Okay, next time we go to a convention, are you going to bring the plaque with you?
What if I know we're joking right now, but imagine if this is the thing that actually ends the channel. Right? Yeah, this is fucking YouTube plaque, which you're not going to see. So. All right, but there is one thing we've been neglecting talking about for a while, which is the whole RTX thing.
Yeah, we never did debrief from doing that panel, our very first panel.
I know. I really wanted to debrief from that too. There's so much I wanted to talk about that happened there.
Right, well, where do you want to start?
Well, now that it's so long, I don't remember anything from it. All right, let's. I'm just gonna be honest with everyone. Were you scared at all? Were you nervous?
I was more nervous.
You fucking wuss.
Sorry, listen.
Uh-huh.
I was more nervous the night before.
Yeah.
Because the nerves were starting to catch up with me. But
you did ask me to.
What helped me the most was, and I may be skipping forward a little bit, I might have to take a few steps back, but we got ready for the panel a little bit sooner than we thought we would. We had everything set. So we were sitting up there, people were coming in. And we were just, kind of doing crowd work and just BSing with the crowd. Nothing to do with the panel. We hadn't started yet. And that kind of helped me relax a little bit.
Well, actually, can I just point out, then at one point, before the panel started, while people were filing in, you had to go to the bathroom. So I'm doing crowd work just by myself up on stage like an idiot.
No, but
and you think you're going to see that YouTube plaque?
No, I did crowd work in the hall as well on my way to the bathroom. Because there were 2 lines for the panel, remember?
Yeah.
So the first line was gradually being let in. The second line was still waiting. And the second line, there was a gap in between them where the bathroom was. So I just ran by and I just screamed Retsupurae's the best! And then people were like, woohoo! And then I went and took a piss.
Did you really do that?
I did.
Oh, that's nice.
I didn't do it. I had no idea what to do when I came out, so I just kind of meekly went back to the panel room, and that was a little awkward, but
right.
That helped me get pumped up a little bit as well.
I was really happy with how the panel went and everything, and I don't think unfortunately I don't think we're going to do as well the second time.
But, and for those of you who are thinking about going to MagFest,
we're applying for a panel at MagFest. We'll find out in I think late November. You find out if they approve your panel. Metabot,
who frequents MagFest, thought our odds were pretty good.
Yeah, he was like, "You're definitely getting MagFest." But you know what? Honestly, what does he know? That guy.
Yeah.
Besides Yoshi's Cookie and Noid Love.
Betty Butthole.
Oh, well, that's a little strong.
I'm sorry. That's more.
No. No, what do you call it? But I think there's one funny thing which I wanted to talk about live for some reason, which is there's sort of an awkward point in the video, which I don't know if you caught or whatever, where it's toward I think the 55-minute mark, but so the way this works is in the back there's a person with a sign that they hold up that says 10-minute warning and then 5-minute warning.
Oh, yeah.
When we were on stage, I didn't know if you saw the 5-minute warning. So you can see this in the video. I turn to you and I try to say 5, with 5-minute warning, but someone's asking a question at the same time, and it totally looks like I'm saying, shut the fuck up, I'll handle this.
Stop.
Yeah, it really does, though. I looked at that oh no, I gotta explain that.
Now, I'm pretty sure I acknowledged the 10 and 5-minute marks as well with kind of a little head nod. A really cool head nod.
Yeah, no, really cool is how I would describe it.
One of those acknowledgments is yeah, sup, I get it.
Right.
I'm subtle.
No, you're totally subtle. You're not getting that plaque.
I'll see about that.
All right. But anyway.
I'll tell the RTX Guardians on you if you don't.
That's true. Yeah, so at any rate, though, we have to prepare for MagFest at some point. We have to do it. By then, hopefully, we'll have finally started Deep Freeze at some point.
Yeah. No, we'll just do the same thing. It's like, Proton John and his group, they do kind of the same thing at different conventions. Let's just do the same video at every convention.
Right. Oh, the Project Infinity guy reached out to me. So did we talk about this?
Oh, yeah. So
I made a joke about Captain Awesome, the guy with the hat.
Yeah, so this is the guy at the beginning of the Project Infinity video who wears that stupid
the captain's hat kind of thing, right? Like a yacht captain's hat or a boat captain kind of thing.
And then later, like a good while after the panel was over, someone tweeted us a picture of that guy at RTX.
He was actually there. I even made a joke like, they're not here right now. He was there.
Yeah. And then we saw him later from far away at the Master Pancake thing that we went to the day after after you left.
Yeah, so you guys saw him? I didn't realize.
Yeah, so we
that.
saw him, so we could confirm he was indeed there.
So, yeah. So apparently, and then he tweeted me, and he's like, "Yeah, sorry." He was like, cool about it or whatever. He's like, I didn't get to see it, or I came to the conference too late to see your panel or whatever. But
how did he reach out to you?
Twitter.
Okay.
He's Project Infinity. Like I think Project was taken.
K instead of a C?
No, just no T.
Oh.
So I kept forgetting to reach out to him because I almost do want to reach out to him. I don't know for what though.
What would you say?
I don't know. Maybe we could have him on Retsutalk. Why the hell not, huh?
I don't know if people are ready for that level of swearing and offensive language.
Hey, maybe we could finally meet the mysterious Haley, am I right? So, no, I don't know. It's or Mike. There's the one guy with the hat who I like too, like the resident tough guy of Project
I'm glad you're
Infinity.
on a first name basis with all of them.
No, you remember the one who's just like, because we are very fucking vulgar, like that dude.
Oh,
the strip club dude.
Get out!
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I like him. But anyway, sorry.
Did he reach out to you?
No, he didn't. No, just Captain Awesome.
He didn't invite you to go to the strip club or anything?
No, he didn't. I don't remember Captain Awesome's real name though. I'm totally
that
blanking
is his
on
real
it.
name. Or by birth.
Right.
So what are you going to go into but that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But at any rate,
really fucking vulgar.
Really fucking vulgar. At any rate, though, I don't know. We have to come up with all new things and stuff like that.
Let's go back a bit. How were your nerves prior to the panel? The day before compared to the day of, compared to leading right up to it.
So I had a lot of travel issues, like where
yes.
my flight was delayed and I had a connection and stuff, and I'm like, I really thought I was going to miss it. There was like storms outside Newark and shit like that. So that was my big fear. Then when we actually got there, I'm like, I felt really unprepared and stuff. And then, we kind of like did a little like kind of dry run in our hotel room.
Well, not only that, but we jacked the Starbucks Wi-Fi to update the Google documents that we were using for our slides.
Yeah, because my MacBook had everything on it, but I was like, man,
and you'll remember those slides are very detailed.
Right, but like I didn't have PowerPoint or anything on my PC, and I wanted to have both computers there in case one fucked up, just like kind of triple check everything.
Sure.
So there was all that, and yeah, so we ended up hotel Wi-Fi cost money. And fuck that. So there's like a Starbucks next door. So I'm like sitting outside.
This is about 12 to 1 a.m. somewhere in that range?
I think a little earlier, right? Or no?
It felt like midnight-ish.
All right. So at any rate, yeah, you guys were doing the podcast on my Mac, and then so I was on the PC downloading PowerPoint and shit.
And we were quietly doing the dry run of the panel in front of the Starbucks as people were walking by.
yeah,
just
actually we were.
Ideas and stuff when we had less than 12 hours till the panel began.
And we were there with who were we there with? PA Master was there,
Starbucks
right?
twice.
Yeah, PA Master.
So the first time, PA Master Tallman. Was Ike with us?
Ike was not with us the first night. I mean, she was with you guys, but like she left before I came. Cherry Doom was there.
Yeah, right.
Is Hai Wang there? Or am I making that up?
No, I don't think he was.
Yeah, he wasn't there. I'm thinking of Hey Tall Man. All right, whatever. Yeah. So I was at the panel, like sitting up on stage. I felt really stupid because, like, the shit.
It's hard not to.
The fucked up thing about this sort of thing. So you know how they did the Let's Play panel at C2E2. Yeah. I was thinking about this. It's like, the thing that they had going for them is they're at least talking about Let's Play as a concept. We have the most proud, arrogant panel in the world where it's just like, aren't we swell,
Well, it just means we have free agency to fuck around.
Right, yeah. And I know that, like, other people do that and shit, whatever. But, like, it's very odd because you don't, that sort of thing can go off really cheesy or whatever.
We didn't talk about Let's Play, so you're saying our panel wasn't boring?
Oh, boy. That's not what I was saying. Don't get me in trouble with Geop and Chip. I'm like a shadow mod right now. No, but at any rate, yeah. So Yeah, the next day.
We met Geop also.
This is true.
Swell guy.
Swell guy. We met Geop, the next day.
He did puns in person. It was lovely.
It was very nice. And then, and then Ike came. She was on a previous Retsutalk. We talked about Shadow
Destiny.
Yeah. One thing you can tell is I do fidget when I'm like a little like off, so I drank like 4 waters up on stage.
Well, you didn't drink all of them. They gave us a lot of water when we asked to put water on stage. They gave us like 6 bottles. Yeah,
no. And I feel really bad for the RTX guy, because at one point I said to him as a joke, like, you mind if I do a spit take, for the...
Yeah.
And he's like, actually, we do. Could you not do that? And I'm like, oh, shit, And then I just did it anyway, because I was nervous. I wasn't thinking.
RTX Guardians, by the way, were amazing.
Yeah.
Incredibly accommodating and patient, and answered all of our questions. They were swell.
You know what I felt bad about, though?
Rate them highly on Yelp if you can.
I felt a little bad because I noticed these comments on YouTube, by the way. So, the story I opened with about my friend and all that who fainted during his presentation? So that is a true story, for the record, but it was kind of dressed up like an icebreaker. Like, I don't really have a huge problem with public speaking or anything. That was just sort of the opener,
People just assumed you were cripplingly afraid the whole time.
Yeah. Which I was, but that was for different reasons, really. I had spiders. But at any rate.
Sure.
No, it was like I felt bad, and everyone's like, you did great besides being afraid of public speaking. I'm like, oh, I'm not, yeah, thank you. Yeah.
That's what you do. You set the expectations as low as possible.
You see?
Destroy them.
Believe in yourself, retsupurae fans. You can achieve anything, Right.
It was an inspiration.
Yeah. So, no, and there is one part of the story he did not ask me if I laughed or not, but that was just sort of the setup to the punchline. So I'm sorry for those lies. But you can expect more of that at MagFest. You don't know what to believe with these guys. You can expect more of that at MagFest if we get accepted or whatever.
So how did you feel when you came up and saw just the people waiting in line for that first time? Because I got like a big jump in nerves when I wasn't in the area at the time, but then Turbo C, who was also with us at the time at the Starbucks thing, I think he was.
Yeah.
He sent me a text and said, like, hey, the line for your thing's getting pretty filled up. Like, and that's when it first hit me like, whoa, this is happening. And then I came up and I saw them, and then I didn't know what to do because I was just kind of staring at them, but I don't think they recognized me.
I felt better when I saw there was, like, we had, official count was 101 about 20 minutes before we went in.
That's wonderful.
And I was actually more nervous about the opposite because I'm like, oh my god, what if like 10 people show up? This is gonna be
I was anticipating like 40 to 50.
Yeah, well, I held that straw poll or whatever, and like 40 people said like, yeah, I'm showing up. So I figured it would be 40 or 50, but then 100. So hey, who knew? But even like the RTX guy was like, we got more than we expected you guys to have.
Or they had to have a second queue a little bit further down the hall, which is where the bathroom was.
Yeah, take that, people who didn't expect much of us.
And we got invited back, did we not?
We did. Yes, we did. The one woman who hooked everything up for us was like, yeah, like we'd be happy to have you back and stuff. We got to go to the VIP section.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like a curtained off area with like one guard. And then it's funny because PA Master didn't have a thing, but
guard is the right word.
Well, just a guy, sitting there, but
bouncer.
Right. We got to. Oh,
your diabetes? Yeah, you're okay, man. Come on in.
And we got to talk to Mike Jones from Rooster Teeth and stuff. I felt bad. I wish Ray was there. Like I didn't get to see him.
He told us some interesting stories, which I guess we won't repeat here, but about just crazy fans.
Yeah, and how like you really don't want to be famous on the internet. But yeah, it was basically like here's how I got stalked, and he told it in a funny way, but you could kind of tell he's like, I was fucking stalked, and shit like that. And that's the sad part too. You have to pretend it's funny because you're in the VIP lounge and everything, but
yeah,
right. But and I showed the Project Infinity video to him and a couple other guys, and and the problem was then like I had no idea because if they were like supposed to be people that I was supposed to know, you know what I mean? Like, I could have been talking to the fucking Game Grumps for all I know, but, like, I'm sure I wasn't, because there weren't, like, a million people, like, chanting their name or whatever around, but, yeah.
Oh, we also did the autograph booth.
Oh, yeah, so that was funny.
Yeah, so we were scheduled at the same time as a couple of the, I think they were the leading ladies from the Ruby anime.
Yeah.
So they let us kind of out into the back and then through a little curtain so we could see everybody. So our line was maybe like a dozen people at first, and their line
right
went all the way back as far as it could go.
Here's the deal, and I'm really not just saying this because of whatever. Like, our line actually it was like maybe it got up to like 30, 40 people at some point.
Yeah, people kept gradually coming in.
Like, it was a respectable thing in and of itself. It's just next to them, it looked like shit. It was like we were like the teacup ride at Disney World. You know what I mean? Next to like Splash Mountain or something. You know, it was like a joke. Like if you compare the two, it looked like nobody was there. Like people felt bad for us. You know, like
here's this becoming a flagship series for the website, and here's some guys.
Right. And then the problem too was I was like, you know, let's like kind of get things moving so we could say hi to everybody, you know, to be nice and shit. But then we ended up going through the line pretty quick, which meant then there was like a good 20 minutes of just like nobody there, and then like Ike shows up and we just bullshit for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then Cherry Doom stopped by.
Mm-hmm.
We talked to the Guardian, who was kind of supervising our line for a little while, who didn't have to do much work.
Mm-hmm.
She did take almost all the pictures, though. She was really nice.
And then I felt really bad because I like talked to some woman and like I guess I was like, oh, I'm nervous, I have this panel, it's weird, and she's like, oh yeah, I have like a blog or something, and then she's like, I'll bring my daughters, and I'm like, oh, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
But she brought her fucking daughters, and they were like the youngest people there. I guess they were like 11 or 12 or something. And then I
felt kind of weird because I knew we were gonna like there was some dirty stuff was gonna come up with the Project Infinity video, especially. So I think beforehand we were like, so I think we actually asked her specifically, like, so are you okay with
it was like
possibly R-rated stuff happening while your two daughters are with you?
We also had the Craigslist thing, and then we
where we always open,
yeah. So that's I think. Did we, like, say something to Cherry Doom, like, let's not tell that one story about the guy's dick or whatever?
I don't think so, because before that happened, part of when people were coming in, we just kind of asked her, like, so you're all right with, you know, sex stuff being brought up here?
But then again,
she didn't seem to give a crap, so.
Nah, I think Rooster Teeth, too, like, if you, like, listen to, like, Rage Quit and shit like that, you know?
We watched some of the Achievement Hunter panel that they did at their expo hall.
Not by choice. No.
Yeah. Part of our contract.
Right. It's funny though. Somebody said like they were apparently did some impromptu Grand Theft Auto heist, and it was like a rock concert. Like people were just cheering the fact that they were there and stuff.
Oh yeah, you weren't there for that, were you?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't there for that.
Yeah. That's pretty much how it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Well, the lights were going crazy and stuff, but it turns out like I think Ray or somebody was late or not prepared entirely, so they had to kind of do some backstage rushing to get that going.
I see. Yeah.
So that's why the intro looked a little more rock concerty than it probably should have been.
Right. It was, you know, though, it was really nice. It was like it was a lot of fun too, and
yeah, I enjoyed it.
I didn't feel as wiped as I do with like PAX. You know, like PAX feels like you have to walk everywhere. There's like crowds of people. Everyone smells bad. This was like people were like kind of friendlier, and I don't know. I like this. I like this a lot.
It was much more manageable too, getting to where you need to go.
Yeah. I mean, I'd still like to go to
real lines for stuff.
Yeah, I'd still like to go to PAX East, but you know, and to be fair, like PAX has a better, I think, like expo hall.
Yeah, we got to figure out the con circuit for 2015.
I know. I mean,
MagFest is a possibility, but then do we do PAX East as well? Is that on your travel budget or my travel budget?
Well, that's all. That's why there are donations on this Twitch stream. No, I'm kidding. But just pay for Retsupurae's travel and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No,
make us feel shitty, but
right. So,
but yeah, panel went beyond our limited expectations for it, and we were very happy with it.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to do it again.
I think my biggest concern was, does this work in a live audience environment?
And I think the answer is very clearly yes. I would actually even go so far as to say we probably work better when we're together in person than we do.
Then we have that kind of immediate feedback from the crowd. If they're kind of cold on something, we can read that and go in a different direction. Or if they really like something, we keep going off that.
We don't talk over each other for no reason or anything like that.
Right.
We're listening. It's not bullshit. If I'm still hiding my inner hatred of you, but, whatever.
Sure,
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm kind of holding back my smug sense of knowing that everyone likes me more than you.
Right, yeah. And I'm holding back the fact that, like, this channel wouldn't exist because you are really, really fucking lazy. Like, crazy late. Like, it's a joke. Right, anyway, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, and admittedly so. You tell it like a southern thing. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's a little, Southern way of life, man. We just take it slow.
Yeah, well, that's...
You Yankees, you're always in a rush. I've been to New York City, and I've seen you guys walk like assholes. Just walking. Just getting to where you need to go, you're all assholes.
Right. No, no. You don't understand. I'm not saying it is a Southern thing. I'm saying you're lying and saying it's a Southern thing. I'm saying you're really fucking lazy. You are fucking lazy. I'm sorry, what?
Have you ever had grits and eggs in the morning?
No, I have. I have had grits and eggs.
Didn't it make you lazy the rest of the day?
I don't remember. I was like 6. It was like Disney World. Who the fuck would eat grits if they had the choice? It's crazy.
You ate grits at Disney?
Yeah, they have them there.
Oh, Orlando?
Yeah, Orlando.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Well, Florida... never mind. Florida's a whole...
Oh, you know what's... By the way, that reminds me. Did you see that movie, Saving Mr. Banks?
No.
It's really good. I thought it was going to be a lot of fucking pro-Disney bullshit, and it kind of is. But, like... It was actually really good. I liked it a lot.
Or like padding Disney's banks.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
That's right.
No, but no, I'd recommend that's Slowbeast's movie recommendation just for the hell of it. Anyway,
anything else with RTX?
Nah, I don't think so. If
decided to do it again?
Yeah, I would definitely go a little earlier and like.
What would you do differently besides travel at a more manageable time?
Not have Cherry Doom drive. That was pretty funny. She was so nervous for no reason. It was like, We got plenty of time. Like, oh no. But it was funny that like they were blocking us at every turn. Like there was construction like on every...
Yeah, I was going to say, to be fair, downtown Austin is kind of a nightmare to drive around in. Mm-hmm. There's nowhere to park.
Right.
Like you said, construction everywhere. Mm-hmm. Random roads closed.
Yeah.
That your GPS isn't aware of. It's crazy. No,
it is crazy. But yeah. But yeah, and she freaked out and stuff, and like it was funny because we're okay, we made it, everyone's happy. We did not die. But yeah, no. There's certain things I'd like to do again next year and stuff, and
was it a secret?
Right. Yes, actually, it is. I guess, too, I want to get it out of the way. I don't know that we're going to be giving away game captures at every panel we have or whatever.
A one-time thing.
Right, because, that would suck, too, if everyone's just there, like, just give out the fucking game capture, slow Betus or whatever,
What if we took a really big step down? Like, there's an N64 I have that I don't really use anymore. Anyone want that?
Right. Well, yeah, we'll just start off. We'll tell people, like, let's just get it out of the way. There's no game capture, and then we give out the game capture or something.
That's right.
Right. At any rate, yeah. So that's the panel. How late were we with this like post recap thing?
We did the panel over a month ago.
Right. Okay. So yeah, about a month. Cool.
I'm glad we remembered it.
Yeah, definitely. We. Funny that. Anyway. No, I'm kidding. So what else? What else have we been doing? What else is going on?
Well, I see that. Just watching this stream, I see that you've been playing some video games, some very specific video games.
I am all about the fucking bullet hells, the shmups, as it were.
The shoot 'em ups.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask.
Until I saw you play them, I thought they were just a game of the Clive Owen action movie.
No, my friend. They are a whole genre, and there's terminology and stuff, and it's. I'm trying to show the world that these are really hard-looking games, but they're more accessible than they appear, and you should play them because they are somehow really thrilling and stressful, but also really relaxing and meditative.
Do you think you lose something by having to... Because I imagine just watching this footage right now, for example, you kind of have to stare at your ship the whole time, rather than taking in all the glitz and glamour of everything happening around you.
So here's the cool part. You're right, okay. Except... There's also a point which I found I was getting at now, where like you actually remember where your ship is and look like 2 inches up from it when fast things come because you just don't have time. Like if something really fast is coming, you can't just focus on your ship because you can't see the shit that's coming that you need to. Mm-hmm. But when you start to play these games, you have to stare directly at your ship and then just worry about the things around it and stuff. You know what I mean? Like coming directly at it and stuff.
And then the hitbox on your ship is usually, it's not like any part of the ship, but it's just like a few pixels
So
around the center usually.
In this game, this awesome game, I picked the Type 3 ship in the current footage, so it's a little hard to see, but you see like a glowing kind of golden dot toward the center of my ship?
Yes.
That's the hitbox, more or less. It's actually even smaller than that, but that's like a good indicator. And what gets tricky in cave games do this a lot is that sometimes the bullets that they're shooting at me have like these auras around them. So the hitbox on the bullet is actually tinier than you think it is, you know? Right, and then there's all like sorts of and crazy stuff. And by the way, if everybody could keep this all a secret, okay, just between you and me. So there's a shoot 'em up forum called systems.shmup11.org, I think.
You know, I would imagine the FBI tries to monitor shoot 'em up forums.
Right, but no. But what's funny is like they apparently like got interested in watching me play Crimson Clover. Oh. A couple of them, just a couple, you know. But like. And it's funny because I get, like, interesting comments that I'm looking at it, where, people who don't know that I'm reading it necessarily, although I did post it on
So lots of, you really suck at this.
No, there's, like, kind of funny, like, God, it's like, I like his progression, but I can't stand it because he doesn't know how to do U-shaped bullet hurting. And then I'll post on Essay, like, what is U-shaped bullet hurting? And then Jamers, who's this, like, awesome, like, champion, like, shoot-'em-up guy, you know, is like, this is U-shaped bullet hurting or whatever.
Esports.
Right. It is kind of... I like it. It's really interesting.
Speaking of esports, there was another one you played.
Oh, Galshel?
Yeah. What was up with that?
Okay. Ooh, okay.
I saw some of your stream and was very confused as to...
So,
everything.
Do you know Rakugaki Atoko?
Oh, yeah, we're best friends.
Yeah. No, I mean...
We talk daily.
He's, like, in our, like, extended stream circle. So you might have been on a stream with him or something. But at any rate... Really nice guy. He basically said to me, hey, I've got these HR Giger, like, shoot-em-ups, and posted, like, 3 of them, right? And one's called Psych Metal, which I put on my stream and on my YouTube channel. Nice. And Psych Metal is kind of like if, like, a teenage boy made, like, a really gory, violent shoot-em-up, you know?
Right.
And, it's fun and all. I mean, it works, but it's just like, Sorry, I'm just putting on the next run.
Strange for a shoot-'em-up type game.
Right. It's like all like there's like crucifixions and like skulls.
So like the
and
ships
like
are like made out of bodies, and they like.
That's kind of giving it too much credit, honestly. You know, it's just more like skulls and like eyeballs and shit. You know, it's really like 14-year-old does like gore. This is Psych Metal I'm talking about, and like
so there's a titty flagship.
There's no titty flagship in Psych Metal, but at any rate.
I'm clearly mixing up games.
Okay, yes, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm talking about an earlier one, a previous one. Anyway, because Rakugaki gave me like 3 of them, but that was the only work-safe one, so I played that. But then I started watching the YouTube videos of the Galshel games, which I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It could be Galshel, Galshel, I have no idea. And this guy, Retro Banner, decided to check him out, and he noticed all the graphics for the first game are just in like BMP, in like a big folder. So
he could hack it easily.
Yeah, so he censored it and he put black bars that say things on like all the girls' boobs and stuff. And when I say all the girls,
so that's why it said like presented by Slow Beef at the title screen every time.
Yeah, because he put that there. And to be clear, this is the HR Giger-ish one where it's like it's like kind of like mixes. I wouldn't say eroticism, but it's like a lot of gory shit with like topless girls. And then it's
really the perfect send off to HR Giger.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about it in the stream, too. I mean, you know, HR Giger is more blatantly, like, sexual, and he was, you know, not to be a dick, but he was a lot better at it.
Not to be a dick, but he drew lots of veiny dicks.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
So Galshel is this, like, kind of weird game where you're a fighter that's fused with your ship, like, humanity's being eaten by some alien life forms or mysterious life forms, and you're...
Okay, so is this the spermy eyeball ship?
That's yeah.
Okay.
You like the kind of the shrimpy kind of ship or the rhino
shrimp baby ship, yeah.
Yeah, or like the rhino beetle with the eye in it and stuff. This is a whole series of games, and I'm planning to do the sequel because Retro Banner managed to hack that too. But the sequel disturbs the shit out of me. Like from YouTube videos I've seen, it's like a little more insectile. I don't like bugs that much.
I know how you feel about some insects.
Yeah,
some very specific insects.
This they have shit like beetles crawling with like women's faces on their back, which just kind of like, you know.
You need to visit the South sometime.
I do not. So, yeah, Galshall too. But it turns out that this company makes a lot of these games. You know, they, like these like fucked up shooters and stuff. So they have a whole series of games called like Yakuga, which if I would be careful if you search for that on YouTube, because when I started watching those videos, I saw the related videos went into like fucked up horrible YouTube land. You know, the YouTube land where YouTube hasn't like taken down the videos for copy or for terms of service
for
violations,
community guideline violations.
Yeah, like the way I put it on Twitter was, do you know the game Splatterhouse?
Oh yes.
Do you think we needed an anime porny version of Splatterhouse?
Well, now that you mention it,
do you think we needed like 3 of those? Because I found one that's like, oh look, it's Splatterhouse. Oh wait. Why is that girl oh, you can have sex with her. Okay, I'm out of here. Why are there more in the related videos? So I masturbated to all of them. But, you know.
Good.
Yeah. The Golf Shell games, I mean. But, no, yeah.
You'll be streaming that afterwards, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, good.
So that's the kind of ringing endorsement that we want on a Crimson Clover video.
So are shmups really easy to make? It seems like there's a lot of them out there.
I don't think so. You have to remember, they're more or less like the first kind of video game, right? Like, if you can't, I mean, depending on what you count, but typically, like,
Pong was like 2 flagships fighting each other.
Well, Pong's tricky, right? Because that was like more or less made in the '60s on an oscilloscope. Like, is that really the first video game? And arguably, yeah, maybe it is. But you know, I mean, typically people talk about Space War because it's like kind of harder to. It's. You could argue Pong if you wanted. It's a little harder to argue Space War, you know?
I mean, I don't really want to, particularly.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, who cares, really, at the end of the day? I'm happy to give it to either of them. But if you talk about, like, the first genre, Space Invaders was huge. It came from, you know what I mean? Like, things like that.
Battletoads, sure.
Sure, yeah, right. But
Galaxy 2.
Yeah. So...
The first video game.
So, yeah, and they have, like, there's a lot of these kinds of games and stuff, and then... Toaplan this company Toaplan, who you know from like Zero Wing, you know, the whole your base are blowing us thing.
Yeah.
They broke up, it became a bunch of companies, and then like there's like one of them, this Cave, that kind of made this game Donpachi, which is like the typical sort of bullet hell STG game that like everybody likes, but then the sequel Dodonpachi is like the OG that really got the ball rolling.
Of course.
Right, and meanwhile like another company made like Battle Garega. I'm really getting into this stuff now. But
and you've played all of these.
Yes, all of them.
Good.
I read actually this guy named Prometheus. He holds like the Western world record for Dodonpachi. He has a document called The Full Extent of the Jam, which is how to get good at shoot 'em ups, like competitively good. Which I think the problem is, I think it's better to have some sort of document for people who are beginners at this sort of thing, you know, because I think these games look really daunting, but they're really not. I mean, they're not easy, but they're not.
It's like a instruction booklet.
Yeah.
Or manual? It
Yeah.
just seems so visual. I don't see how reading can...
Remember the thing I talked about with U-shaped bullet herding?
Yes.
Okay, so bullet herding is just an idea if you start on one side of the screen and you nudge yourself from the left to the right, let's say, because enemies are aiming at you and they're trying to crowd the screen with bullets, but since they're more or less aiming at you, what you can do is go to a spot you don't want to be, like very far left, and they'll all aim their bullets there, so now you can sort of nudge right and stuff, and you're herding the bullets in a direction, you know what I mean? Like, you want to be center of the screen, really, but, like, if you herd the bullets over to the side of the screen, you have more room.
So you're using your ship as a bit of a slingshot.
Yeah, or like bait, you could say, right?
Okay.
You're herding bullets, you know. That's kind of the idea. So,
Okay.
U-shaped bullet herding is just saying, like, don't go don't go in a straight line all the way left to right, 'cause you'll run up against a wall, the side of the screen, and you'll get fucked. U-shaped is a little more like, make it like a bowl so you can move up and down, have a little more room. So there is stuff, but then the only problem is Prometheus kind of goes a little crazy with his tournament level advice and like says like, hey, you know, make sure if your hands are too cold before playing to like wash them in hot water at like 20.
Oh, really?
He mentions like 20 degrees Celsius too, where I'm like, oh come on, really, you know. I tweeted out a picture.
It's clearly 30.
Right, come on, you know. But I mean, to be fair, he is the Western world record holder for Dodonpachi.
Sure. There's a reason for that.
Right. One of the things that really intrigues me, too, is another cave game that's actually out for Xbox 360. It's called Dodonpachi Saidai Ojo, which another reason these games are so fucking inaccessible is because, you know, they're It's like they're huge in Japan, so you get these like
Don't roll off the tongue as well for us Americans.
Right. But there's
So fix it.
there's a boss called Inbachi in it, which apparently no one has ever beaten in the arcade, like ever. Really. And the Xbox 360 version, I mean, yeah, of course, there's people who've beaten it, but like even that Jamers guy who was like, he's been on STG streams and he's like really good, who posts in the thread, he's like, I can't last more than a couple of seconds against this boss. And then it's not, if you go out and search hardest boss, you might have seen this video on YouTube, like hardest video game boss ever, and it's like a shoot 'em up game where it's shooting tons of bullets, you know, on screen. It looks like a wall. That's apparently something from Espgaluda, but it's different. This one, though, like bullet hell people consider, Inbachi, like even bullet hell people consider this the hardest boss in like all of those kinds of games. And if you watch it, it looks like crazy impossible.
So you've really become ingrained in this community.
I don't know. I mean, I just...
Is this where you're taking Retsupurae?
Well, how would I take this to Retsupurae?
Find a way.
What am I going to say to people, really?
You and your business acumen.
Yeah, nice bullet line, loser. You know, but...
Scare Cam Bullet Hell Let's Plays. They've got to be out there.
I would like to make some kind of video of, like, how to play these games, because I think they're really awesome.
Are you really the authority on that, though?
No, but my point is I have the perspective of the outsider looking in.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, of course, I'm not an expert at these at all, but, like, I'm just on the cusp, you know what I mean? I'm starting to lose my focus on it. I'm looking 2 inches ahead of my ship and everything. I'm watching this run, like, why aren't I getting up in their faces? This is killing me, but, you know.
I would think to make a tutorial video on this, you would need to slow down your current footage, like, at least 10 times.
I would like to do the Madden sort of telemetrics thing where you draw on the screen. I think would help. And I would also like to somehow incorporate the background and remove, like, 90 of these fucking bullets.
You want instant replay in your shmups.
Technically you have it. You're watching one right now. But, yeah, you can only
instant interactive replay.
Right.
Where you can draw dicks on it and stuff.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, these games, like, what's really cool about them is they add a lot of extra shots on the screen to make the player look really good. But it also but they seriously do. That's not even a joke. Like, but it also kind of makes you feel like, holy shit, I dodged all that kind of stuff. So it's sort of.
But then all you're doing is really hitting an arrow key like once or twice to dodge the bullet by bullet.
I mean,
it's easier than it looks, is what you're saying?
I'm saying it's not as inaccessible as it looks.
Okay.
It's not. You can't call it easy. Like, there is just a point where, like, there's some boss there's like this fucked up pattern and then a cross pattern, and you're like, holy shit, I don't know what the fuck to do. But then you kind of just tune all that out and like look for like spaces and stuff, you know?
Are there really easy shmups out there? Like, really easy? Like, a couple of bullets on the screen at a time?
So, what you've been watching now is novice mode on...
Like, bullet heck.
Well, what you're watching now in Crimson Clover that I'm playing is novice mode, actually, and stages one and... This isn't... Yeah, actually, this is easy. Okay. And what I like about it, though, is they are smart about easing you into it, you know? So, like, this is... Like, stage 3 is kind of nuts, admittedly, but stages 1 and 2 are pretty good. Okay. One cheap one, which I like a lot, actually, is, I remember what I wanted to talk about, too, is, Exceed Third. I'll just leave it there, because the full title is...
Mic drop.
It's Exceed Third Jade...
said my piece.
Exceed Third Jade Penetration Black Package is the name of the game.
Is that a porn name?
It's got, like, anime girl stuff in it, so, you know.
So yes.
Yes. Okay. Oh, and I got in so much trouble, too, because I played a Toho game with a couple people, and we were, like, making fun of the anime in it and stuff, and people got so mad at me.
Oh, that's the game where the ship was, like, a anime person?
Yeah, so the Toho games are, like, kind of these infamous things. They're, like, 20 years old. There's, like, there's, like, 20 games. It's, like, one guy who makes them. You're, like, a shrine maiden, and you're shooting other, like, I don't know, witches and shit like that. And, like, instead of being a spaceship flying past lasers, you're, like, dodging magic spells. But they're, like, all 6 to 8 years old, and it's just, like, I don't know. It's not my thing, honestly, you know. The gameplay itself, I will say, and it's a totally innocent game and stuff, but, like, the gameplay itself is actually really cool, and the one I played was Toho 6, and that one I would say is a pretty good gateway drug. if you can look past the content, like, because it's easy enough that you won't get overwhelmed by it, but it's hard enough that you start to get the feeling of what it's like to play these games, you know?
Okay.
So, like, and there's, like, by the way, and Adam Jira just mentioned, there are also a bunch of shoot 'em ups on Steam. Danmaku Unlimited 2 is there too. That's a really good one. You know, I don't want to be. I actually started a thread on SA called the Shooting Gallery, where we all like play like shoot 'em ups and stuff. So it's like let's plays and everything. Like Dectalon played like R-Type Delta in it, you know. Niggeroth played Luftrausers.
I thought about playing the turbo tunnel level in Battletoads for your thread because again I'm lazy and I have that memorized forever.
Well, at least
I noticed that you couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it
when you tried.
I'm not. I didn't.
Who's the retsupurae silver plaque guy now?
But anyway, I'm not defeated yet. I can always play it again until I get it.
Yeah, but then you'll have to do Volkmaier's Inferno, and you can't do that.
We should actually have some sort of... No, wait. Hear me out here. What do you think of this?
Okay.
What if we had some kind of stream where, like, I try to beat Volkmaier's Inferno in Battletoads, and you try to, like, I don't know, like, finish, like, Novice Arcade 1cc on Crimson Clover?
I don't know what you just said, but sure.
Okay. 1cc is one credit continue. It means to beat the game without continuing, and most of those games, that's a prerequisite for fighting, like, the true last boss.
Oh, man. On Novice mode, though?
Yeah, Novice mode too. This game is hard enough that Novice mode is like... Novice mode makes you feel like, you know, it'll grow hair on your chest, if that's what you're looking for. And that is what I am looking for.
You're Jersey, though. You got that everywhere.
Sadly, I don't. Until I beat Novice mode on Crimson Clover, yeah. No, what do you call it? What do you been playing lately? Do you have anything?
Not too much. I've been rather busy, but I did play the Dark Souls 2 DLC, the first of 3.
I really have still yet to play a lot of Dark Souls 2.
That's understandable. I don't blame you for that. The DLC's solid.
Nah.
It's solid, would be my review. It's not stupendously outstanding, it's not sucky shit, but it's solid.
Mm-hmm.
I'd recommend it. It's fine. If you like Dark Souls, get it. You'll like it.
Right, yeah.
There are a couple of cool bosses that go a bit beyond what kind of the dullish bosses of the main game offer, which I appreciate.
Gotcha. It's one of those things I do mean to keep going. I do mean to go back to at some point,
but instead, this.
Right. I really do like these games, though.
They do look fun.
They are, and like I said, it's weirdly like meditative in a way because you get
in the zone, right?
Yeah, it forces you to. There's like so much information on the screen, you can't really process it all.
But then you stream them and have people on, so how do you maintain conversation? Or do you just help the people talk to each other while you just sit in silence and...
I started that way, but now it's like a thing where I actually prefer to talk while I play them. Actually, maybe I should have done that now, just to see how I... No,
Come on.
What do you call it? No, I prefer to now just because it also distracts me from, like, overthinking what I'm doing in the game, you know?
Sure.
You know, so there is that.
Because at the end of the day, it's just a video game.
Indeed. Indeed it is. Unless you're Prometheus, who's awesome. Oh, yeah, sorry.
I keep thinking you're doing a callback to our very first podcast.
Oh, yeah, right? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Prometheus. I actually, you know, it's funny. I did watch I Googled him, and I got the trailer for Prometheus, so I watched that instead. Did you ever do that on YouTube? You're like looking for something, like, I'll just watch this. Even if it had
I'll just watch the trailer for Prometheus instead of whatever it is I'm searching for.
Right? Yeah,
I do that all the time. I've racked up probably 1,000 of however million views that has.
Yeah. So I recommend any and all bullet hells, and I'm happy to talk about it constantly right now, even though I don't know much about it, but I like to maintain outsider in kind of deal. Yeah, definitely.
So it's pretty much just been these shmups for you of late.
I'd say so. I've also been doing Super Wagon Adventures, which I think I mentioned. Yeah,
isn't
earlier.
That kind of a shmup as well?
It is technically, right? So yeah, there's that. I'm excited. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
Well, we have we have news.
Oh, yeah. I think...
So some people will note that the RP video load is slowed down a bit.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a reason for that.
Yeah, we're like... we have, like, one Galarians that I still haven't put the audio together for. But,
yeah. I think we're kind of debating on whether to keep going with Cobra or not. We have 2 videos left.
I'll be frank. I'm ready to just forget it.
I am, too. We could do something jokey with him or... have him be part of a podcast or something. Or we could just use this podcast, put that over the Cobra audio.
Yeah, why not? No, yeah, I watched ahead. I was really holding out for something, like, interesting to happen. It doesn't. Like, the next video up, like, if you thought the last 2 were kind of boring, the next one, like, there's no progress. Okay. It's, like, seriously, like, 10, 20 minutes, and then Crystal Boy's there at one point, which we've already seen. That is it.
Mm. So, yeah, we're disappointed.
Well, you know what? Hey, it happens. Galarians, I think we can continue with. I mean, that's kind of interesting, you know?
Seems like it can still go some places, maybe, but it still has some really slow parts.
Well, I think I'm going to edit the next one.
Okay, you were planning on doing that?
Yeah, because the next one was pretty good. It's just like the first 7 minutes were like, oh, I'm running to get a key, Resident Evil style, and it's like,
Yep.
You know. But then it got pleasantly better. Because then we had actually done the Cobra video, and it was awful. Like, it was just like... I don't even know why we continued doing it during it, because I was like, I know I'm going to scrap this. You know what I mean? Like, I
got rather saucy during it.
Yeah, you were just like, I cannot fucking believe, like, Leroy Him recorded this for us. What an asshole. And it's like, and you know, and at the time I'm like, yeah, what a hell. And then I'm like, oh, he did that for us. That was really nice, actually. So still, you know, now I felt bad afterwards.
I still hate that guy.
But it's like, it's really hard because Cobra gets that boring.
Yeah.
If it already was. So that's
it's
done.
It's very King's Quest 7 that way. Transition.
I think, oh yeah.
So there's not really much to say about that.
No, like Sierra's coming back apparently, right?
Are they kickstarting a new game, or are they just like in it already?
I thought they just announced it pretty much. Like nothing substantive.
So like Zombie Hand coming up from the ground. King's Quest.
Right, yeah. I don't know. Real talk time. I liked 6 from that series, but that was kind of it.
6 had its charm. I think we may have talked about that a little bit before, but that's, for me, not having really played them, that was pretty much it. Like, 5 was terrible, but in a kind of funny way. 7 was just like Cobra. A slog.
Yeah. 7, yeah. I mean, 7, I think, that could maybe work with some editing, whatever.
Which I've not seen, is allegedly even worse.
You know, yeah, 8 is supposed to be, like, awful. You know what the issue is? We talked about this during Cobra 7. No, so a lot of the long play stuff obviously came from Last Alert, you know?
Yeah.
We've told that story before. But Last Alert was something that I had happened to, like, be reminded of and had rewatched when, by the time you had come on your business trip.
Mm-hmm.
Star Strike, I think I watched, but Darkseid 1 and 2, obviously, I knew about. And Darkseid 2, you know, the big thing with that.
So there's a common denominator here,
right?
Is what you're
saying. But with Cobra, I took a chance, right? I only watched, like, the first 20 minutes of that 7-hour Cobra, and I'm like, I just have a feeling about this, you know what I mean? So when it comes to the long plays, I liked Cobra because we both could kind of be in the dark on it, but realistically, that does not work out at all. You know what I mean?
And there was also that moment in Shadow of the Comet.
Oh, yeah.
With the wings.
Right, yeah. I was in the dark on that, too. But I'm just saying that Cobra is showing me that we can't keep rolling the dice like this.
Yeah.
More or less, yeah.
Cobra 3D, that is.
Cobra 3D, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, goddamn, that is
Cobra
awful. Right. I'm just stunned. Like, what? It had a little bit of promise, but, like, he must have noticed.
It had that Bible thing, but then that was...
He must have noticed, though. This is, like, not going anywhere. It's one part.
You would think so, right?
But
as you're playing, especially, and replaying.
But at the end of the day, it's our
going through stages more than once.
But at the end of the day, I mean, you know.
But
whatever.
Yes, it's a charitable thing. It's very nice to do that.
The buck stops with us, me, I guess.
It's our fault.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
For letting people send us such boring garbage.
No. You know, like, well, yeah. Oh, so what was the thing we were going to tell people about our video output?
Oh, basically that the rate of videos has slowed down because we got some shit going on, nothing bad.
Yeah, no, we're probably going to... Honestly, for me, I'm just kind of burned out, and I'm like... Yeah, part of this podcast is like, why don't we just tell people we're taking a couple weeks, you know?
Yeah.
I think if it's not to sound dorky, but if that's our little reward for 100,000 subscribers, and so be it.
Our reward.
No, I mean, it's like, all right, we
Thanks for
earned
helping
it,
us
fuck
get
it.
this far. Now, fuck off for a couple.
No, in all honesty, like, I mean, it's been kind of a mess on my side of things, you know, just like I have a new job, and then like you have to like, you know, look for a job and stuff, and you found one.
I did, and that's part of the reason I too need to take a break, because I am relocating for this new gig I picked up.
Right, yeah,
So in about a month, I'll be immigrating from the South.
Right, so like, I mean, I can obviously, you know, do, and I don't know, I mean, like, we might do stuff here and there, but like, I think the daily output schedule has got to, like, I just need a two-week break.
It's a little unmanageable, yeah.
Yeah, just
I don't think anyone's expecting us to do, like, I know it kind of helps feed a craving when people are used to it and they, you know, come back to see it, but, you know, I think people are understanding on that.
Yeah.
Remember, Retsupurae started as very unpredictable.
Right. It's just, you know, it's like you get momentum and you want to kind of keep it and stuff, you know, so I don't know. It was like weird, like after RTX, it seemed like a bunch of people were getting like all new messages and things like that, and you know.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's, I don't know. It's just odd. So I'm a little worried, frankly, too, about what's going to happen post baby, you know. So I wanted to get as much out as possible, you know.
But I think you did get a lot done, my friend.
I guess
your contributions have helped us get this far.
It's not enough.
So you need paternity leave from Retsupurae.
I guess no, because eventually I will really need paternity leave.
You know, and in the United States, for people in Europe who will be horrified to hear this, there isn't really a mandatory maternity leave or paternity leave, correct?
Yeah.
So people usually just take vacations. I think there's paternity leave usually, but
yeah,
not so much for the dudes.
Right.
But yeah, so you need that for Retsupurae.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have that Wingularians video, and then we'll see what happens. But I mean, yeah. I'll be
here and there.
Yeah, I'm going away for a week on vacation to the Jersey Shore with my family.
Is that really a vacation?
I knew it was coming in some form or another.
Come on. Come on. Come on, chat. Come on.
No, oh, yeah, so I figured that would be, like, a good kind of, like, you know what, maybe I should, if I don't have to worry about the stupid YouTube channel and shit, and I just don't check Twitter for a week, maybe that'll be good to recharge my batteries and stuff, you know?
Sometimes vacation is good for that.
I think so, yeah.
And hopefully once I'm settled into my new gig, I'll be ready to kick things back into gear.
Yeah. You might have to shoulder the channel, too, at some point. Because I got that whole baby and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
When's that dumb bullshit happening?
It's happening fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter.
Yeah. I'm a private person on the internet with certain things. But
yeah.
Like Crimson Clover, for example.
Of course.
Right, yeah.
I think by the time that happens I could kick things back.
Yeah.
Do some cash chat with random folks.
Right. You can do the Retsu Fresh Hunt thing has been sort of fun. Like, we stream Newgrounds. I figured that would just be, like, a silly little thing or whatever, but, like, we got some good stuff out of it, you know?
Yeah.
We got to bring in PA Master, our good friend, and Pulahokos, our good friend, or / Lago Man.
That's right.
He's really got to pick a name.
Mr. DJB.
Mr. DJB.
He's a fine replacement.
Yeah. Yeah, I like his
Brings
stuff.
a touch of class to the affair as well, let's be frank here.
Oh, no, totally, yeah.
Retsuprae's always been so American, and by extension, filthy.
Right. Well, we've had Canadians, right?
Well,
yeah.
Oh.
All right. No comment there.
I mean, that's kind of give or take. Yeah.
You know, and I'm glad someone mentioned, by the way, one thing I would like to bring up is I would like to promote Davo a lot more.
Yeah, he's been doing some streaming of late. Yeah,
and you know what? You know, he's helped us out a lot over the years and stuff. He was a member of Retsupurae, and I'd love to do videos with him again. I think he's just focusing on his streaming and stuff.
Yeah, he likes doing his own thing. But he said he would do a podcast with us sometime.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So the offer's there. But either way, yeah, please follow him on Twitch. He's like OGDave_O, if you could.
I don't think he does YouTube anymore.
Nah, I don't think so either.
He's content with catching it up on Twitch.
You know,
going forever.
But I will say one thing: if you are looking to do Let's Play and all that stuff, if you want to play video games for your career,
ask for donations on Twitch.
Don't bother with ads.
What about the subscribe button?
That works too. Don't rely on ads. It works.
It's the same thing as donations, right?
Right. No, I'll tell you. I'll give you a little insight into my finances. Okay. No, you remember I got raided by Ray. I mentioned and stuff.
Yeah.
And a couple of people joked like, "Wow, man, you've got money," because I kind of negotiated with Twitch and I'm partnered, even though I don't have their numbers or whatever that you need.
Nice.
So I got this huge surge from Ray, about $4.25. It's like a joke. Like, don't even bother, frankly.
So it looks like baby's gonna get a diaper.
Yeah, if that.
Nice.
Right. But yeah. So there's that.
Yeah. How do you feel about these new Twitch things that have been coming about?
Oh, like VOD.
Content ID coming to VODs.
Yeah, right. I think it's stupid, but I don't think people are going to change.
Were they pressured into that?
Nah, I think it was because they're not part of Google yet, right? The deal hasn't gone through, so I think it might have been something to make it more attractive. So, like, I think during the business dealing, Google's like, look, we can buy you out for this much, but let's be honest.
Our content ID thing needs to happen here, too.
I was thinking more like they were trying to use that as leverage. Like, I don't know the real numbers or what they're going to be. It's like, look, I know your asking price is $2 billion, but look at the legal liability I have to deal with for people playing music on Twitch and stuff. I've dropped that down to $1.5 billion. And then Twitch comes back like, well, what if we were to implement a system or something, you know what I mean? So that way you wouldn't have to worry about that, and it can be $2 billion again, you know what I mean? Because as sloppy as Google is with the content ID stuff, the solution they came up with of like, we'll just mute you for 30 minutes if we, like,
that's the time, right?
That's like a joke, you know? I mean, that's why I think it probably it's something on the order of like, this is something we did really fast to make ourselves look more attractive to Google.
And had no kind of, stakeholder message, stakeholders being the people who use Twitch, to say like, hey,
right,
let's communicate, we're doing this. No, they just did it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, which is probably more why people are mad than the actual thing itself, maybe. I would think. Do people watch a lot of VODs on Twitch?
Some people do, just from the stats.
Because it doesn't impact the live broadcast at all.
No, it doesn't, which again makes it seem like what the hell kind of decision is that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes it just kind of more nonsense.
Right, which is why I think it had to do more with like the negotiation with Google, you know?
That does make sense. Yeah.
Right. What is the other one?
Also, didn't their CEO say something really fucked up and weird apropos of nothing on Reddit?
Oh, that was ridiculous too.
Like somebody on Reddit asked, I forget what the question was. Exactly,
why do you
something kind of sarcastic?
Why do you hate the FGC so much? Meaning the fighting game community.
CEO said something like, I don't know. Do you still beat your wife?
He's are you still beating your wife?
It came from nowhere.
It's
he doesn't know the guy.
It's an idiom from a long time ago. Like the notion was like, it was supposed to be like a question a reporter would ask to embarrass a politician because it wasn't really a question. You know, it'd be like, are you supposed to be being your wife? The thing is that reference, granted,
is that like
still
the 50s?
Well, yeah. First of all, it's an idiom not many people recognize. Second of all, it's still like a fucking weird ass question because you think like if you're a fucking C-level executive and people go, why do you hate this community? This community of potential customers, you'd have like a nice measured little, why we don't really hate them, you know what I mean? Like, you'd have some good response to bring people back in the fold and research them like, nah, you're not, what is that, a fucking bullshit question? Fuck you, asshole. Fighting game community. You know what I mean? Like, what?
So he's trying to be like one of the guys.
That's what I think's going on. I think the problem,
really misfired.
Right. He is not the kind of CEO that your shareholders like have your like other C-level executives appoint and like negotiate contracts with. He's I started the company and I'm calling myself CEO, you know. I mean,
you're the CEO of Retsupurae.
Right. Like his Twitter is like optimized. Yeah, sure. No, but like if I were a CEO of a company, you could be goddamn sure my Twitter handle wouldn't be @slowbeef. You know what I mean?
It would be @slowbeef CEO.
Right. I probably wouldn't even have Twitter, but his is like Optimized Prime, and it's like, oh, that's good. You're fucking
Optimized Prime.
C-level of a
that screams synergy.
Right, totally. That's what I'm saying. And he does like this AMA on Reddit. It's like, how did you think this was gonna go? And you know, you can't do user generated, community generated stuff with a lot of video game things because video gamers get really, really intense about the topic. You know, so you're likely to get.
Oh, really? I've never seen that.
No, yeah, me neither. But Yeah. I don't know. So there was also one other thing that they did, right? Besides the VOD, the video on demand, content ID match. Oh, right, and they're not going to archive all your shit anymore. You have to, like, make them highlights. But now they support highlights longer than 2 hours. It's like a mess.
Who would have a 2-hour highlight?
I don't know.
Someone really spoke, my whole stream is gold.
Right. So that one is a little more confusing to me. The only thing I can think of there, too, is it's more Google negotiation stuff. Although,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's like, unless Google is, I don't know. That's just weird to me. I can't even, that's like one of those ones I have trouble even, like, coming up with, like, a sort of, like, you know, hypothetical for, you know?
So basically, if you stream, always save locally.
Yeah. Yeah, you should anyway, frankly.
And then mirror it some like YouTube and have that content ID'd instead.
Right, because it's easier, too, to, like, edit the stuff that you stream and you want to put on YouTube. You know, make your own highlights out of and stuff. Just get, you know, sometimes you do have a really good stream, but, like, the first 3 minutes are just setting up or, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Or in my case, it's more like 10.
10 minutes to set up?
Yeah, I usually do some bullshit.
I've been trying to, like,
piss off camera, you know.
Right. I'm trying to, I'd actually like Davo to teach me some of the fun. He's actually a very good streamer. Like, he does the whole scene transition thing, which I don't do, which I should.
Scene transition?
So what do you do when you have to switch from one game to another? On Twitch?
I'm focused, Slowbeef. I only play one game, and then I'm done.
Okay. So what I do is I'm using OBS, and I stop streaming, and I start it again once I've set up the new scene.
Yeah, when I have done that, that's what I've done.
Yeah,
as well.
That's a big no-no, apparently. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to, like...
Because people think it's over, and they flee, or they don't like getting multiple emails that a stream's going.
I don't know, honestly. I really don't know what the deal is with it.
What's the Twitch culture?
What's the Twitch culture?
What's the culture?
They're salty. I guess. I don't really know what the Twitch culture is. Alright, I'm going to switch... Now that I showed the good message, I'm going to switch over to actually playing Crimson Clover at runtime and see how it goes.
Okay.
FYI.
So we're starting to be in the post-show now?
I guess. I don't know. I mean, so, I don't know. Do you think people are going to switch from, like, Twitch to, you know... Hitbox, I guess?
Well, the issue with Hitbox, I mean, I've used it more so than Twitch, but it's still a little bit unreliable. The thing with Twitch is that it usually works, although the PS or the Sony conference today was a bit of an exception, but I think that was on their end, not Twitch's end.
Well, that's the thing. Twitch tends to have these big events that kind of affect everybody else, you know?
Yeah, it just creates more latency in general, but from what I've seen, it still tends to be viewable. Whereas with Hitbox, a couple of times when I've used it, like, everybody in my chat has just said, I can't see the stream. Like, everybody.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, that's not my fault. It's working here, so I guess I'm going to Twitch.
Well, a lot of people, like, went to Hitbox because the whole, like,
delay.
Yeah, the chat delay.
Yeah, and with Hitbox, yeah, that's still good. It's like, 5 to 10 seconds.
Right.
Versus Twitch's 20 to 30.
Twitch is weird, though. Like, sometimes, too, I've gotten, like, really good delay out of it, or really short delay, but then it changes midstream, you know?
Yeah, but then you found a bit of a fix for that, which is just on Skype streaming your screen, which gets rid of that problem.
Right. Well, I mean, it's helpful.
But then you just can't interact well with people who are watching you.
Right. You still have the chat issue of interacting with chat, but, like, if you bring people into the Skype call then, which is kind of, like, I think a big draw for that stuff is, like, people can kind of be part of it, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And someone in the chat also mentioned also what Hitbox does not have is mobile compatibility.
Oh, it doesn't? I didn't even realize that.
I think it might work if you go through, like, a browser, but Twitch has an actual app.
Yeah, and the shitty thing, though, is the Twitch app, you can't, like what is the problem I have with the Twitch app? Like, can't you, like, not go to... Well, you can't go to VOD, I don't think. And if you're not subscribed to a particular channel, it's tough to get to that particular channel from the app, where it was. I haven't used it in a bit, so maybe they did change that. But I remember, like, you were streaming, and I was going to, like, join or something, but I wasn't subscribed. I wasn't following you, excuse me. That's
that's another thing on Hitbox. Sometimes I don't think it actually sends emails when you're streaming.
Yeah. Well, that's, what it is, too. I'll tell you the truth. I was, we've been kind of burned back in the day on SA when YouTube was not a good host for Let's Play, but it ended up becoming the de facto host for Let's Play.
Deceased Crab was right.
He was, for whatever reason. I'm sure a lot of SA people would be like, oh, well, you know, he just did it because he wanted to be a YouTube superstar or whatever. But either way, like, right or he was.
Were YouTube superstars a thing at that point?
Well, I mean, who knew? I mean, he might have been very forward thinking, you know.
Maybe he thought he was on the ground floor of something great.
Maybe, and you know, honestly, he might very well have been. It's just, you know, I think he got in trouble on YouTube. I've heard that when he tried to moderate his comments, which is like a big no-no on YouTube.
Oh, you mean in trouble with his subscribers?
Yeah. Like, that might have been his, like, sort of downfall-y kind of thing, you know?
And now, he's the CEO of Twitch.
More or less, yeah. But, so, I don't know, for my end of it, like, I feel like, yeah, maybe you can go to Hitbox or you know, whatever, but, like, I feel like people are not gonna move away from the ubiquitous thing, you know?
I mean, yeah, Twitch it's the flagship streaming site. And I think it's always going to be.
It's the de facto. I tried to make the star rain happen, and I fucked up. Thanks for nothing, Andy AML, for teaching me that high-scoring trick. Sorry. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, Senpai...
But I think if you want to, like, actually kind of talk to your chat and interact while you're playing, I still think Hitbox is a better alternative.
See, I just think then, at that point, you just put out a call for, like, anybody who wants to join me on Skype.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, the thing is just, I don't know. It's one of those things, too, where if something happens with Hitbox, then there's, like, also ConnectCast.tv and all this other stuff. But, yeah, like, people, when people think of video game stream shit, they think of Twitch. And just like, when, you know, even though YouTube was the worst, people still thought of it when they thought of online video, you know. 10-minute time limit and, like, shitty quality, be damned, you know.
Yeah, and, you know, maybe Hitbox will get better and it'll be like a Coke and Pepsi thing, but
that'd be cool,
there's still
too.
a reliability issue with it.
Yeah. And then, like, yeah, it is hard to play these games while you talk, by the way. No, yeah, no, absolutely.
Nice.
I don't know. I'm interested to see, too, like, how the quality, like, comes out on some of this, like, the VOD stuff, too, you know? Because, like, especially, by the way, one issue I have with streaming these bullet hell games is when a lot of shit happens on screen, like, the quality drops, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Because it's, like, it's pretty nuts.
Just nuts.
Yeah. What else we got?
I think we about covered it all.
Okay. Is there anything you guys want to talk about in the chat type of deal?
We'll be quiet now for the next 30 minutes while you respond.
30 minutes.
So we can see it.
All right.
Boom.
Boom.
So next year, how about cons you're interested in? So we got MagFest. We got RTX 2.0 2015.
Yeah.
PAX East is kind of a maybe.
I mean,
it's becoming more nebulous with these.
Well, for you, because you don't.
These cons who actually want us.
No, but I mean.
Well, with you too, because you have a fucking child, man.
Well, yeah, it's not like RTX is like so much easier to get to. It's in a fucking city that's like.
That's true. Yeah, Boston's a pretty quick, sort of quick car/train.
Right. I mean, you know, we'll see what happens. It's not, and we also don't have to go together to these things all the time. You know, who knows? Well, I mean,
neither of us could do a panel by ourselves.
No, but you know, I mean,
you just mean like being an ambassador,
right? You should check out what's happening on the screen right now. By the way.
Oh, I've been watching this whole time.
Oh, you have? Okay, so I'm doing
confused, but watching.
I've been doing hard mode now, which is kind of like ridiculous. But
MagFest is outside of DC, right? Is that manageable for
yes.
you?
Yeah, that's fine by me. I mean, that's roughly the same distance as Boston, I guess.
See, it's me who has the problem here.
Yeah. I mean, you're still down for MagFest, though, right?
Possibly. I hope so.
Well, I put
fingers crossed.
All right.
If all goes well with future events, then it should be doable.
Yeah. Well, you know, we'll play it by ear. I mean,
but all cons will still be a plane right away.
Right. We'll see what happens, though. You know, maybe we'll spell some. Oh, yeah, we are selling merchandise too, by the way.
Oh, Zazzle?
Zazzle. Zazzle.com/.
Which basically lets you plaster your thing on all manner of shit.
Yeah. But actually, the wall clock looks pretty sweet. I will say that, as stupid as that sounds.
I would get a retsupurae wall clock.
Well, now you can.
And then the clock will stop working because it runs out of batteries. And then the symbol will be very, very appropriate.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like mugs and shit. I don't know. We decided, my wife decided to try it. Fuck. Okay, that wasn't really a Borat reference. I was watching I was watching Bob's Burgers, and they do a Borat reference on purpose to make fun of it. Not to make fun of Borat, to make fun of people doing Borat references. Whatever. Anyway, so good show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I guess that's everything.
I guess that's it.
Yeah. Should we
South happens next year. You want to go to that?
Yeah. Should we randomly plug somebody?
I don't think that's possible. What's that?
I don't know. Just
that?
I don't know if somebody randomly from the chat or something. All right. I'm gonna pick somebody from the chat. Drastic Actions. Everybody go check him out on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that even his YouTube channel?
I think it is actually. Yeah. I hope. I mean, let's hope. But if not, well, whatever. All right.
Does he engage in like drastic actions on his YouTube channel?
He did a thing for
He acts really impulsive all the time.
He did a thing for my shoot 'em up thread, so he's a good guy. I like that guy.
Did he translate the Toho game for you?
No, he translated Galshel though, the intro.
Nice.
Alrighty, should we call it?
Let's call it a podcast.
Alrighty.
Because it is.
Have a good one, folks.
Have a good one.
Alright, later.
Play Shmups.